Hi, this is Mike, and I'm just going to provide a bit of an update on the count here for Bitcoin. Okay, so I believe that what we're in now is a wave D, okay, because price is too close to the lows. And typically, when we get some kind of end of correction reversal, it typically happens more around 50% levels, right? So at the moment, we're so low that I think we're going to see a bit of a spike up that's going to probably be like a bit of a fake out move. So in terms of trading this, it's you're just going to have to be careful because I think it might overshoot the mark and it might even gain the momentum to break the highs and then come back down 50% before pausing and then potentially building a base for the next move higher. I have a feeling that type of thing might happen, um, and it might be like quite a interesting move there with all that happening. So I think it's a good idea to just watch out for that just in case. So I don't think this is over yet. There's still a bit more to go. So down at the smaller degree, I've got the A wave there for the start of the zigzag. I believe this is the count A, B, C, D, E, and especially because this is a weak pattern here. And C wave was weak as well. D was, yeah, D. But yeah, this move here, I think it's completed at the lows here. We had a break of the previous high, and I think that could be the start of the move higher, even though it doesn't look like it much. The logic behind that being that if we had a wave 1, 2, 3, we had a 4, and then a 5, zigzag 5 down. At this point, that to me seems like the likely scenario because this here is a weak 5-way move with the waves overlapping. So typically that would happen in the first part of a zigzag and probably not part of this zigzag here, which is I think just just a small zigzag with a correction afterwards. That wave one might have ended a bit higher. I don't know. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, I think this could be about to turn. I think we're just going to see a bit of symmetry forming here, maybe a bit of this stuff going on before price goes up like this. But yeah, a break of the previous high that hasn't happened before. Normally we get lower highs, lower lows, but in this case we pierced above this here, which I believe is a wave E. So I think that's an important area there. So I think we might be looking for the start of wave C now. So if that's the case, then potentially you could use this stop down here, 23,778. Okay, now just be aware that because I think it's a D wave, I think it might go crazy, right? These D waves can just be crazy as hell, right? Now, another potential for this is I'm not sure if this is going to happen. Like, don't quote me on it if it's a bit weird, right? So we know that D waves can get pretty big, right? This whole thing here was a D wave, right? So what if this could be the start of a 5-wave move for the first leg of a D wave and the whole D wave ends up bigger, right? That could also happen, right? So just be aware, be mindful that we don't know exactly what type of D wave this is at this stage, right? This could be the wave A, wave C might be down the track there. We just don't know. It's just too hard to know. But given the track record of the D waves in this, they can inflate pretty big, they get pretty large, right? Another thing I want to quickly mention is this B wave here definitely looks like it could have been a 5-wave move, except there's a couple of things wrong with that idea. I'll show you. Right, just understanding how corrections work and patterns and stuff. This 5-wave move followed by a 3 there, and then another 3. I think it went up to this point here. So I think it was like A and then B and then C and then D, and then you can see this E wave here, it's sharp. So I think that type of thing caused this to look the way it does, because yeah, these corrections here not making a hell of a lot of sense otherwise. So I think that's just a really expanded type 2 zigzag. This whole thing here, I'm calling it a C. I don't think anything up the top here has anything to do with zigzag. I think the whole thing down was unexpected. Well, sort of expected at the time, thinking that was a 5-wave move, but then what it ended up looking like, and then this afterwards kind of paints a different picture. So that's just my view at the moment. I'm not, obviously this is just probabilities and my opinion, but yeah, let's stay tuned and see what happens.